All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Follett House Friday. My name is Jeremy, and I'm the Museum Services Manager for the Sandusky Library and Follett House Museum. And today we're staying with our holiday theme for December. And what's more fitting for our holiday theme than Christmas cards? So I have a couple different examples of Christmas cards from the ages that I will show to you guys. But first, let's talk just a little bit about the history of Christmas cards. So Christmas cards in the U.S. don't really start showing up until the 1840s, but the way they're printed, it's expensive, so they don't really catch on actually until after the Civil War. Name some of you who follow Sandusky history might recognize Louis Prang, and we'll get back to his connection to here in Sandusky. Was originally from Germany, then lived in the UK, and then came to the US. He originally started as a map maker. He also worked on making reproductions of famous artworks so lots more people could see it, especially school children. And he started mass producing Christmas cards and greeting cards, and it made it much cheaper. So in the 1870s, with the cheapness of Louis Prang's greeting cards and other people, of course, copying it, just like anything else, if it makes money, someone's going to copy it. It starts catching on. So it's not until the 1870s that Christmas cards become really popular in the U.S. because they are relatively cheap and mailing them is relatively cheap. So they become very popular. Now, Louis Prang started the Prang Educational Company, who was acquired by the American Crayon Factory here in Sandusky. So the company that originally made these Christmas cards became part of American Crayon, so it becomes part of Sandusky history, which is really neat. So I'm going to start. I have a couple examples of some of the early Prang Christmas cards for you guys that I'll show. And one thing you'll notice, especially the earlier ones, they're a lot smaller than what we think of with a Christmas card today. And they're even smaller. They started out even smaller than postcards. Part of that, I'm sure, is to help keep down the printing cost and the paper cost and just to make it a little bit more affordable. So I have, now none of these unfortunately are dated, but they all, this one is, so some of them are. I didn't see that. So here's would be an early one, just says a Merry Christmas with some nice flowers on it. And this is from 1872. So this would be one of the earlier cards produced by the Prang Company for Christmas cards. I'll just grab a couple at random here from them. Like I said, most of them don't have years. But once again, copyrighted, this is 1890. Has the copyright in the bottom corner, which you guys can't really see. But once again, another just small, to give you, so here's a postcard just for size, and here's the other one. So to kind of give you a size comparison, there it is, much smaller than that postcard, which we'll come back to in a second. A lot of them are flowered themed, which are really interesting because flower themes are very popular. But once again, just another nice little simple Christmas card from the Prang Company. I really like this one. Once again, no year on it, but it's a picture of kids playing with their toys on Christmas Day. Just, really neat things. We have some other examples. Some of these are actually have years on them, so that's why I chose them. Here's a little bit of a later being a term. This was the postcard I held up. This is from 1917. So this one itself is 103 years old. It was sent to someone here in Sandusky from Cleveland. So it's really neat that we know where that came from. Here's another one from the 1870s. Once again, birds, nature themes. Nature themes seem to be very popular amongst the Christmas cards. There are a few that we have that would be a little bit later into the 1910s, 1920s. With Santa Claus. We start getting several of those that are coming through. I had another Santa Claus one here. I probably put it away. We also have several New Year's cards. And we don't see that as much anymore. We have Christmas cards, but people don't really send cards just for the New Year's. I have a couple of those. I think I left them out. And several of the New Year's ones have ships as one of the main things that they're using to advertise. So this one says, "A New Year's greeting. Far across the waste of waters comes a messenger sweet and clear. Blessings shine upon your life's path in this and many another year." So the ship themed one seems to be like trying to promote people to have a good new year, things like that. That's Christmas. This one, which is from 1908, has Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. It kind of looks like a gift tag, but it was, from what I can tell in our records, it was sent as in an envelope as like a small Christmas card. So we have a nice collection. Here's one from 1909. Once again, from someone in Sandusky to someone in Sandusky. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, Aunt Teddy. So, just a really neat card. So, it once again, as has been my theme for many of these, is even though they look different, especially they're mostly postcard style, Christmas cards have been around in the U.S. for, 150 years or so? If you're calling 1870s when they're really popular. And it's really neat to see that we have these cards that have been sent from all different time periods and are part of our collection, and we're able to share them. So thank you guys again for joining me for another Follett House Friday. I hope you enjoyed learning about Christmas cards. If you have any questions, of course, always leave them in the comments. I'm always happy to answer them. And with that, I hope you have a great day and have a great weekend. Thank you for joining me.